Welcome back. You're watching Today. An undocumented national appeared at the Stilfontein Magistrates Court last Monday after being found with 14 hand grenades. The man was found walking the streets of Khuma in the Northwest Province with the explosives. A forensic investigator believes that the grenades are rare and are used by terrorist groups. Calvin Rafadi from the Bizz Tracers joins us for this conversation. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. And for those who are not au fait with this particular story and the developments that have since come about, just describe to us what exactly is the issue here and the grenades that this undocumented foreign national was found with.
Good day, Rofio, and good day to your listeners. So basically what happened last week, Saturday, in Khuma Extension 6, Stilfontein, a 38-year-old Lesotho national was arrested by the public order policing as he was walking through one of the streets in the area. So upon searching this particular gentleman, they found 14 hand grenades, which are called MK2 hand grenades. So those in part of our research, we found that no, this guy belongs to one of the syndicates that are doing illegal mining in the area.
So it's got to do with illegal mining, but there's also the fear, Mr. Rafadi, that there could be some terrorism that is involved in this as well. What are the chances that could potentially be a valid concern?
Yeah, well, this particular hand grenades, what they normally use them for, remember there are many old shafts, especially gold mining shafts in the area. So what these boys, they do, they use them to blast some of the rocks there in those old shafts so that they can go through and elicit some of the gold illegally. But if there are issues of fighting for theft, they use the firearms to fight amongst one another. So they do not use this particular grenades to fight for territories. But what happens is, this thing has been an ongoing type of a crime in that area, and it is well known. But the problem is most of the community members, they're harboring these particular criminals just because they feed them on even catering their funerals, the after tears, and some of their other activities. So they finance most of the communities there and rent out rooms, and they perform this particular type of crimes.
Another concern here would be not only is this an undocumented person, as it has been reported, but that these grenades are those that are used in big operations, something that a normal person like you and I, for example, would have at hand. So the concern that there are some law enforcement authorities that are involved in the syndicates and providing these zamazamas or other criminals alike with this kind of ammunition.
Yes, indeed, this is very worrying. That's why this particular guy, he's charged with contravening Section 128 of the Explosive Act 1965. So, but in essence, these are military-used weapons, but they mostly get them from the likes of Mozambique and other SADC regions, whereby they trade with gold. The gold that they elicit, then they will trade to get some of these particular instruments so that they can use and illicit gold from this particular abandoned mines in the area.
So what do we expect to happen going forward? The case has been postponed. The Hawks are conducting further investigations. But what kind of recourse do we anticipate would come out of this particular case? But also the kind of message that you would like to be seen sent out to others who are in this form of criminality, and also those who are providing these military-grade weapons?
Yeah, indeed. What we would like to see is this guy to at least be sentenced under this particular schedule so that it can send a strong message. But we feel that they need to also add charges of terrorism. Let's say, for instance, if those police officers, they wanted to apprehend him and he had a nice swing, he could have easily used one of those grenades or even all of them to resist arrest. And you can imagine how many people could have been endangered by that. So in essence, not only should they charge him for possession of those grenades, but also to charge him for terrorism as well, especially that he's colluding with other foreign or even domestic military personnel. So this is a pure terrorist attack as well. And he can be charged under that act of Section 2 of the Terrorism Attack Act.
What does this say about overall safety in mining communities, Calvin? We've seen over the last year or so, after those 9 young women were raped by Zamazamas while they were shooting a music video. A lot of stories around Zamazamas and illegal mining has since come up. Have you found that over the past few months, there has been a consideration around increased police operations around crimes of this nature to ensure that we're not picking up a man such as this one carrying around this kind of military weaponry at that amount?
Yeah, look, areas where there's a belt, and when I'm saying there's a belt, where the chrome runs, your platinum, your gold, and even diamonds, these particular guys, they used to be in mining in the old days, so they are very skilled in operation of this kind of mines. But it looks like the police, or let me say political will, to sort out these particular crimes, because they only raid as and when they feel like raiding this particular people, but on daily basis, this illegal minings, they are continuing. But the worrying factor is whenever there are raids, these people, they get tipped off. So the police end up arresting only the foot soldiers, but the mastermind of this particular orchestration of this illegal mining, they get scot-free. So what we are saying is we wish companies like the one that has funded the Project Ostrich to give donors to the police and to even the DMR so that they can rehab some of those illegal minings. And then they put up maybe mobile satellite police stations so that they can also be visible policing, because these areas, they are mostly identified, but you only see police only after some time to go and do the operation there.
And then just a final one for us, if you could, Calvin. We're talking about 14 hand grenades here, and the average viewer watching wouldn't really understand the kind of damage that would be caused by one hand grenade, let alone 14. Had there been a detonation of all 14 of them, what kind of damage would have been experienced in the community that they would have detonated?
Look, it can cause quite a big damage, and how they operate with this particular MK2 hand grenades, it's got a safety pin, so it's got that wire where they pull it off. So what they normally do, they'll dig a big hole just with a foshel, and then they stuff all of them inside, and then just remove the pin. So you can imagine the rock is so hard. So once it explodes, it can cause such a big damage, but they use them maybe 2 or even 1. But if one has to designate all of them, it can cause just quite a huge damage and even kill people in the area.